Welcome to Pivot Points, presented to you by the Cornwall and Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm here today with Lisa Williams from Main Street Clothing in Winchester. She's going to tell us about the changes in her business. Lisa, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to see you finally live here.
Yes.
This is wonderful.
Yes, it's feeling good to be getting back to a little bit of normal for sure.
So tell us a little bit about your business, how you got into it, and what's been happening lately.
Right. So 6 years ago, I opened up my own boutique, and it's ladies' fashions, and we kind of cater to all ages. We're in a small town, so everybody wants to shop at the local store. So we're really working for all women, all body types, all styles, and working at helping you building a wardrobe that makes you feel really good about yourself, and building on that from season to season. So that's where I am and what I'm doing.
Excellent. And you're in Winchester, right?
I am in Winchester.
Okay.
Yes.
I was very curious to find out a little bit more about you, of course, because I'm at the other end of the county.
Right.
And but you also specialize in showcasing a lot of Canadian brands. Am I right?
Definitely. And I think that's something that this pandemic started, and people were very much aware of what they were buying, where it was coming from. And so I definitely look for Canadian suppliers. First, we have some great brands locally. Blondie Apparel, 100% Canadian made, and they're local Ontario girls and local girls.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, and lots of wraps. Again, it's 100% made in Canada, a family business out of Toronto. Pure Essence, I love Antoinetta. That's her business, and she's passionate about Canadian made, 100%. Everything is sourced in Canada, and fashions for women. So yeah, that's a few of our Canadian brands, and we'll look at expanding that. Canadian manufacturing isn't always easy to find, so hopefully that this has been kind of a moment where we change that.
Mm-hmm. So walk me through a little bit about what you were doing in terms of marketing. What were you using perhaps in before the pandemic, and just to explain where you're coming from in terms of getting your business out there. Right.
Well, definitely I was known for my events. I did many, many, many events in a year, in a season. So fashion shows, and these were sometimes things that I would put on myself. We did some really great movie nights at the local Old Town Hall. So we would show a movie, focused at women, like Bad Moms, or, a movie that women would really enjoy. And then throughout that, we would have little intermissions, and we would do a fashion show, and we used a local restaurant to provide snacks and food. So definitely a ladies' night out. Also, I was often asked to do fashion shows for local charities. So these were events that, we would get hundreds of women to. And so that was one thing I really concentrated on, and sometimes doing 2 a day, a lot of events, a lot of fashion shows. I also have always had a pretty strong Facebook following. So that kind of was where the bulk of my advertising or marketing went to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So obviously, in March 2020, things changed drastically, and
yes,
probably has made Canadian small businesses, not just in this area, but across the country, across the world, really having to make some serious changes. So tell me what was happening with you.
I feel kind of naive right now. I remember thinking, we're going to be off for 3 weeks. Perfect. What a dream. I'll be closed for March break. I'll be closed for 2 weeks. And then, I'll get right back at it. This virus will be gone, and back to work I go. And then we got, seeing the signs that was not happening, that weeks was going to turn to months. And it was scary. I mean, I had a store full of new spring inventory that was sitting there. And how am I going to get the word out? I have no fashion shows. How am I going to show people what is here? So we started doing Facebook live videos, and I kept a Friday night sort of consistent theme. We called it Fashion Distraction. And at 7 p.m. I would go up and I would talk about what was new in the store, and we would give styling tips about how you could wear it, and just kind of encouraging ladies to get out of their comfy clothes and think about what was new in the store.
Did you ever think you would be doing this on a weekly basis?
Right. I was terrified to start doing it. It's even when I started doing the fashion shows, it was so scary because you do feel like, am I going to be judged? But I mean, when it's in a group setting, in physical, when people are sitting in front of you, I don't think you feel that as much. Then we started doing the Facebook Live, and I thought, oh, that just opens me up to potential criticism or people judging me. And it was terrifying. And are people going to tune in? Am I going to stand up there and show all my goods? And is anybody going to want to watch it? And it's been amazing. It's been such a great way to connect to people. So it's kind of what I would do at a fashion show, the things I would say and talk about at a fashion show, but I'm reaching way more people than I would have before. Say we had 100 or 200 people sitting at an event. Now I can do a video on Facebook Live, and we might have, a couple hundred people that are watching at the moment, but then that carries through. They can go back and watch anytime. So some of the videos have over 1,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Thank
Can you
you.
tell me a little bit about what are some of the things that you had to do in order to get going with these Facebook Lives? Did you buy any equipment, get yourself set up a little bit differently? Tell me,
Right.
kind of get down to the nitty gritty.
So it's evolved. I think of the first one we did, it was, I can honestly say my kids had this selfie stick that someone had given them, and we set my phone up there and we just went for it, and it was fine. But since then we've added in some lighting and, some different things to enhance our video performance. So yeah, it's been good.
So I went online and I watched several of the videos, and tell me, there was one in particular that got some rather interesting comments because you did something, and tell me a little bit more about it.
Right.
I'll let you explain.
Right. I think that's the one where yeah. So, and I think that is such a good thing to bring up, because this is me normally. I want everything to be perfect. I want it to be perfect. I don't want anything to go wrong. And I did one video where, and every time we set it up the same way, and instead of having my phone vertically, it was horizontal, and it usually switches the frame around, so I am looking you straight on. This time it didn't change, and I was sideways, and people were looking at me sideways. So what happened after that was also a customer decided they would call in.
To let you know?
Yeah, to let me know. And this is a live video. I'm there by myself. I'm sideways. I'm knowing that something's wrong. I don't have a device for me to look. I'm live. The phone's ringing. And like I said, I had a sense that probably something was up, but I went with it. And I was honest, and I said, hey, the phone's ringing. I'm a little thrown off right now, but we're going to get through it. And I trucked through, and also people were commenting, I think you're sideways. Okay. And then some people would comment and say, yeah, I just flipped it around and locked my screen and made it work. Or one lady messaged me after and said, my neck's a little sore because I was watching. And my first reaction when I got home was, I need to delete it. I need to get that off of my page. It's not perfect. And then I thought, you know what? No, people were counting on a video tonight, and I'm leaving it there. I did eventually take it off. I took it off the other day because I thought, there's lots of other great videos on there. But I thought, it's not perfect. and that wasn't perfect and it didn't go as planned, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we got lots of great response from it, and I got orders from it. And so it worked out fine.
That's wonderful. And I think when I watched it, just to let you know, I thought it was so endearing. You were just rolling with it and being quite the natural. And I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when you look back now, I'm interested to know, you made all those changes to your marketing and getting yourself out there. What are some of the big lessons that you learned?
Wow. So big lessons I've learned. Well, one thing, I remember hearing this phrase, this kind of campaign of when we first started this, that we were in it together. We're all in it together. And I remember thinking, I'm not in it together. No, I'm working on my own. I have to work hard on my own, and nobody's helping me, and I'm going to do this alone. And then I got, talking to other business owners and talking with my the township, the municipality, and I thought, no, we really are all in this together. And it's one thing where we can actually say we are all in it together. So I think for me, reaching out again, I'm fiercely independent, and I think for me to reach out and seek help was a big thing, and working together. I'm definitely a community cheerleader, and I always work together with people, but I promote them. I'm happy to promote them, but to get the help in reverse was definitely something that I think is important. For example, the township was running business card ads, and the first pitch to me was, this business card ad is to help you. It's to help you get through this. And I thought, I don't need the business card ad. Thank you very much. And that sounds awful. I said, give it to somebody else who's really struggling. And then another member of the township pitched it to me in a different way. And she said, it's to show what we have here as a community. It's not just your business card on the page. There's a whole bunch of businesses in our township, and it's to show what we have here, all we have to offer. And I thought, you're right. It's not about me. We're all in this together. So that's something I'm still learning, is, getting that help and reaching out.
That's a wonderful lesson to learn, I think. For a lot of entrepreneurs, we're fiercely independent, right?
Yes,
so
yes,
accepting
definitely.
help.
Yes, to say I need help or I could use your help or your advice is something I'm working on for sure.
And on the practical side, do you have any tips to share with our audience in terms of getting out there, making a significant change to your marketing?
Right. I think that's the number one thing is the pivoting and having to pivot really showed me I don't want to go back to normal. I'd like to have this mix of, how I used to work, and what the new skills I've learned. The Facebook Live videos, will continue to do those. And it's been so great learning some new things. I think I got into this really stale sort of like routine. I do my events, I help my customers in the store. And now I've learned other ways to reach out to people. And it feels really good to learn some new skills. It's terrifying sometimes. Doing the videos was terrifying. I took on the task of building a website on my own. That was terrifying. Can I do this? And then once you do it, it feels really, really, really good. So it feels good to put yourself out there and learn new things. And I will continue to do that going forward, learning something new where I can.
Exactly. So just go for it.
Go for it. Yeah. Put yourself out there. And even though it might not be perfect, you might be sideways on the screen. Just make a go for it for sure.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Lisa, you've been such a wonderful guest. Thank you very, very much for being here today, for bearing your behind the scenes thoughts and lessons. We really learned a lot from you, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks so
much. On
much.
behalf of the Cornwall Chamber of Commerce and Pivot Points, thank you very much for joining us today.